Hello, we're back for my 31 Days of Halloween, and today I am reviewing Together. Let me turn this off so there's no sound in the background. Movie's weird as fuck. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's gross. So the Together follows this. The film follows this couple. They leave their life behind, hoping to move to a small town to rekindle their romance. The woman, she's a teacher. The guy is aspiring artist, but also his sex drive has no longer there. And then while they're on this journey, they end up stumbling on a cave, and this cave infects them with this virus to the point where they can't be without each other. And then it's also they have to be together. It is a traditional body horror film with a slow burn, I will say. In contrast to something like Substance. I think Substance did it well because you're following this character, but then at the end, it's very grotesque, but there's also hints of it throughout. This did a few bits of the teases, and then it ended up being something that was I guess this is probably a spoiler, so fair warning. Something that was the androgynous of the character in the end. Very colorful. Oh my gosh. I fair warning, spoiler territory. Spoiler territory. I cannot talk about this film without talking about spoilers. So yeah, that's just where we're at. The fucking, okay, so the teacher whole time, he was a person from the past he was a gay couple, and they had incorporated, so him and his partner had melded together to become one. So that's what this, whether it's alien, whether it's demonic or whatnot, it takes you and somebody else and they mold them together, which didn't make sense because earlier we see these dogs, they weren't mutated properly. So I'm guessing the more you resist, the more messed up the mutation is going to be. So as we see with that couple that was in a cave, but then also the pair of dogs. And all they had to do, shit was so simple. Just go to the hospital. Just go to the hospital. And I'm not saying that would have fixed anything, but at least they could have found some solution. And it was very grotesque, especially that bathroom scene and we try to pull away. Oh my gosh, very gut wrenching, very gut wrenching. It's definitely one that's thought provoking. It's one that I don't have to see again to understand what the hell I watched. It's like certain films that will be named and to go without saying, Avengers: Infinity War, Endgame, Centipede, Human Centipede, and several other films. You see them once, they're embedded in your memory. You don't have to see them again. I never want to see this film again. Not that it's a bad film, but it's ingrained in my head about what happened and how messed up and twisted that is. It's not necessarily a scary film, but the fact of the body horror in this and the implications of this it is kind of makes you uncomfortable. It's unnerving. Dare I say terrifying to a certain sense. It's just it feels as though those fingers are just crawling on your shoulder a little bit. I'm truly disgusted. I'm truly disgusted by this. Who thinks of something like this? I don't want to with my future partner or my future girlfriend or whatever. I don't want that to be like that. To be so close, to be so intertwined with someone like that to that degree. It's just very uneasy. But yeah, I do think it was a great film. Great performance by Mr. Franco. The woman in this film was very good, but then also the subtleties of the teacher that she was becoming friends with, and how he played two characters. Man, it was that ending was very shocking, and then to them to finally combine, they just become one character. Yeah, I think they're idiots. I wouldn't have done it because for me, for them to meld together, it's almost synonymous as that someone's like they're trying to do something for the sake of a relationship. They weren't even that enthralled or in love with each other. Like when I from the trailers, I thought that these two people were so passionate about each other that they decided to meld together. But no, these two people, they weren't even in love. They were just like they felt stuck because. And I saw the Peacemaker 2 season finale, and I think this highlights it too. Is we may love somebody, but just because that we love them doesn't necessarily mean that they're the person for us. Because we may have different goals and objectives that we want to achieve. Like for example, like me, I like horror. I like to do horror things. I like to go to horror attractions. I'm even going to 200 houses this week. And let's say I do find a young lady, and she said that she doesn't like horror, and she doesn't want to do the things that I want to do. And then like, okay, that's one thing. She can still like support me and whatnot. But it always, let's say it always become an issue. And like she wants to do something like, I don't know. Maybe she wants to be home and like watch Netflix and like, and then she's like, why are you always going out and doing these horror attractions? Like, we can still be our own people. We can still like each other and go get along with each other. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be together if it's contradicts with our core beliefs and stuff like that. So with her, with a stable employment, doing things, having a healthy self-life, that was important to her. Rather, her partner didn't. He was so selfish and so focused on himself, and the ending felt so undeserved, but it also felt so real. Is like people do feel stuck with each other, and maybe that's the whole theme of the film, of that feeling of stuck with somebody. And even though they may not be the person for you, even though you're giving up your passion and your dreams, you just stick it out because you do feel stuck. And together is like literally that feeling of being stuck within a relationship. It's unnerving, it's unwrenching. You're doing it for the sake of other people, just like how they piece themselves together for the finale for their her moms that were coming Sunday. So it's like, hey, we don't really want to be together. He wants to go off and do his concert thing. She wants to live a simple life in a small town in nowhere with a healthy sex life, but also to be a teacher. And yeah, and I think that's why that underlying thing makes me feel even more uncomfortable with this film. But have you seen Together? Ugh. Like, comment, share. What are your thoughts of the film? And as always, jarritos on me.